Welcome to the biggest showdown in internet history. Danny Gonzalez versus Drew Gooden. Are they really the same person? Let's find out in this comparison, this fight of fights.
The ultimate showdown.
You think that's enough superlatives? This will be a tremendopufabulastic video. I'm sure of it. And I'm full screen for the very first time. I don't even know what to do with all this screen space. But anyway, this is Jesse being a little bit shy to tell us which one his favorite is. If you want to give him more courage, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. He did that on his own, by the way. I did not hide his head under the curtain. He loves to do that for some reason. At some point he will just rip down the curtains, which is not terrible, as they are ugly curtains. I think I've even seen them in Ugly Curtain magazine as one of the top ugly curtains to hide your face under, if you're too shy to decide who's your favorite YouTube commentator. But that's not our topic today. We're talking about Danny and Drew. I've already made videos about both of them. When I drew Drew, I for example was talking about pictures that Drew drew himself. This person did have a quite rough start, probably also ran over her dog or cat. We obviously cannot go into that much specific to know the race of animal that she ran over. We can only say that she definitely ran over some kind of animal. So if you have not seen that yet, I strongly recommend it. I think it's one of my better videos. And then there's my Danny video. He was the first YouTube commentator that I drew. And if you have not seen that yet, I go so far to say it is worth a watch. When I watched the video, I was actually surprised how he classified some of those lookalikes. And when I look at the comment section, I'm definitely not the only one. I'm a little bit confused about one or the other decision. There is this rumor out there that they are actually the same person. I probably even named my videos wrong. A very perceptive user pointed that out. They've gone to great lengths to dispel that rumor. They went even on a tour together that was named like that. But what if all of that still was a lie? What if it was just smoke and mirrors? I mean, how can we be sure? With the competition. Will it help solving the secret? Sure. Okay, it's not all just about finding out if Danny and Drew are different people. Recently, when I started dabbling a little bit in comedy and commentary, I found out how difficult it really is. It's a lot of work, but it also needs a certain talent and practice. And looking at some YouTube commentators, I hope I will learn something. So this will not just be for Drew and Danny. There will be other competitions and comparisons in the future. So if you have a YouTube commentator that I should learn from and that I add to the collection of drawings and comparisons, let me know down in the comments. I try to come up with some values that are of interest when you look at the commentators. Some just for fun. Well, all just for fun. It is not that easy to do a scientifically valid comparison, so we won't even try to do that. Drew did a very interesting thing that is quite similar, where I took two shows and compared them to a certain degree. I tried to expand that a little bit to other values, to have a little bit of a general comparisons of different YouTube commentators. So let's take a look at those values. What would life be without rules? I'm a German, I like me some rules, so let's define them. In every case, we're looking at the main channel of our YouTube commentator. A lot of them have more than one. I was actually also thinking of adding that to the list. But there are some with so many channels that it seems almost a little bit unfair to use that as a value. And it also doesn't really say anything about the quality. It isn't a good thing, it isn't a bad thing. Some people expand through more channels, some people expand into completely other things. So I left that out and we're looking always at the main channel. In all this, I was a little inspired by the card game. I don't know if it's the right word in English, Happy Families, the only one I could find out. But the cards don't look like I mean from Germany. Do you know those games where you have different cards with different values and you can compare them? Is there something like that in the US or in UK or Australia, Canada? Let me know down in the comment if you know this and if there's a better word for it. I couldn't find one. Anyway, we have the straightforward values like subscribers to the main YouTube channel, as well as the most views and the least views on a video. And then it gets a little bit more interesting in terms of more work for me, because we have to find out the number of jokes per minute, bits per minute, cusses in a video, as well as the likes-dislike ratio. And yeah, that's our values. To make these values comparable between different commentators, there have to be rules in the background. And just because I love them doesn't mean you should suffer, but I will fast talk you a little bit through them so that you also at least know that there are some. So for the joke and bit per minute value, I will have to watch a couple of videos and count. So I cannot count all the videos on any of those channels. So there is a rule for which videos I select, and those are 4 videos, the 2 videos with the most views and the 2 most recent videos. But they should be longer than 10 minutes and not any kind of special videos, like music videos from Danny, for example. Those do not count. Then you could just discuss for hours what is a joke. What is funny is very subjective. I try not to put my own understanding of funny on the results of this. So I count everything that I think is supposed to be funny, is supposed to be a joke. As a bit, I take everything that takes you out of the current conversation of the commentator, like when they play 2 different people to make a specific point, if they're using green screen, stuff like that. I think even about cusses you could discuss what really should count as one. I take everything that you would normally bleep if it was on national TV or something. I also actually watch and count every video at least twice to make sure that there is a certain amount of accuracy in these numbers. But that's about it. That's all I can tell you about the rules without boring you to death. So let's jump into the results for Drew. I did watch now some videos of Drew a couple of times. I even have seen all of them, and actually the Danny ones also before already. Well, the rules say to take the most popular and the most recent videos. Who would have thought that the YouTube algorithm would have also had proposed those already to me at some point in time before? Who would have known? Looking at them in a little bit more depth, counting, which is quite difficult, by the way, not to lose concentration on that, so that's why I had to watch them more than once. You see so many things that you did not notice before. In some cases, those things are pretty obvious, but Drew is really good at crafting a structured video, and my heart is very thankful for a structured video. So I really appreciate that. And he has kind of a dial for the venom, you know? So if somebody really deserves it, he goes full force. But when he's, for example, talking about Lily Singh of the D'Amelios, he is so respectful while still being able to be funny. And he presents his findings so articulate, intelligent, and structured. I think I'm even more of a fan now. Even in the longer videos, he gives you chapters or something so you're able to follow it much better. Or he gives you just some cue cards about his thoughts and where he was in this process.
I want to walk you through what my thought process was as I was watching the show, trying to collect my thoughts. My original take was, this family is so boring. Oh my God, why is this a show?
So he guides you from thought 1 to thought 2 to thought X, all the way. Very easy to understand, very easy to follow, but still some of the most intelligent commentary I have seen yet on YouTube. So when we now look at the numbers, keep again in mind that jokes are subjective. The number of jokes, it is a fun number to compare here, but it doesn't say anything about quality of the jokes. The number of bits certainly does not say something about the quality of the bits. Drew's bits are hilarious.
Nephew, dinner! Miskin! Chicken? No, stupid Miskin. Cause you haven't made it in a while. And I miss it.
We had this last night.
Can I put my hand on this?
No, get the fuck out of here.
Alright, bye.
Okay, perhaps more funny in context. And he definitely has videos with more bits than those that were selected by the rules. But that's the way it is. Those are the rules. So let's look at the numbers. Drew has 3.24 million subscribers. His video with the most views has 13 million views. That's a collaboration with Danny, by the way. That's why I did not use that for counting. His video with the least views has 112,912 views. His joke frequency is 1.56 jokes per minute. He has 0.1 bits per minute, 0.17 cusses, and a like-dislike ratio of 92. So what about Danny? He does not go as far as putting those very clear structures into the video. However, he goes about that pretty smart. I have no idea if it is just instinct or if he's working very hard on that, but he has quite the feeling for pacing in videos. For example, in his Edison Race Movies Disaster video, he is talking about the brand deals, and he's not just doing it in an order, putting it at the end, he's putting it inside as an intermission, kind of a bit.
Take it away, product placement, Dan.
Thank you, and hello, I am Product Placement Dan.
And therefore gives the video a pretty nice pacing. It just feels natural and is putting kind of a highlight at a point where your attention span might be a little bit shaky. So I think structure-wise, this is a very smart choice to make. So different than Drew, but also really smart. But what about the numbers, you ask? We want numbers, and I hear you. Here they are. Danny has 4.85 subscribers on YouTube on his main channel. His video with the most views has 16 million views. The video with the least views, 180,800. He has 1.71 jokes per minute, 0.2 bits per minute, 0.23 cusses, and a like-dislike ratio of 130. So there you have the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. Danny's are all higher than Drew's. Does that mean Danny is better than Drew? Well, you tell me down in the comments. That's nothing that I will go much deeper into. I don't want to offend any of the fan bases because I'm part of both. Can we use the numbers to definitely prove that both of them are different people or the same? I can just imagine how fed up both have to be of this joke, so I also won't go much deeper into that question. I hope you can forgive me. But that's the result. We have learned a lot, at least I have. I hope you found it interesting and you are ideally also interested in a continuation of this series. Do you have additional commentators that you like that I should include in here? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this complete video. It was quite different to what I normally do, so if you had expected art and are a little bit sad because there's no new artwork in here, I'm very sorry. I'm still trying to find a balance of what I really want to do with my channel and on YouTube, and I would value your opinion there very much. Thank you so much. Have the greatest of days. I hope I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.